welcome to episode 8 of Waihipi Forage. I'm Cher, convener for Waiheke Spinners and Weavers and store manager for New Zealand Fabrics and Yarn. I've come back from my adventures in Wellington and the Majacraft camp in Rotorua, so I have a few things to share with you today. First of all, what did I get up to in Wellington? So my friend Jo and I had some great adventures with my Frida. We took her around Wellington to see the sights of Wellington.
He kens that he lies there, but he's hot in his hand and he's ready for hot in his hand and he's ready.
And Jo was inspired by my Frida bunny to make her own. So this is Leonard. Meet Leonard.
Ladies' dinner never made so we will mark out in a street.
We went to a lot of different craft shops, so if you ever go to Wellington and you can pick up one of these brochures, it is a really cool guide. It is 2017, a few things have changed. So one of the main changes of this is Made Marion Craft. They're no longer in Tory Street, they're in Cuba, next to Spacesuit, which is a retro shop. So grab one of these when you're in Wellington and then you can find all the cool craft shops. So the reason I went to Wellington was to buy some yarn. Yes, now I can buy this yarn online, but I'm a real tactile person. So I knew to make this cardigan by Hannah Fetting, and I knew I had to have Quince & Co linen, so I got the Sparrow linen. I also went and did some more shopping and I bought some fabric from, Stitchbird. They are in Kilburnie. They're a really great shop. They had fantastic fabrics and bits and pieces. So I had a great time there and I got lots of treasures. So the following weekend I went to Rotorua for Majacraft camp, and it was full on from the time we got there. We were totally immersed in spinning. Didn't get much sleep, but you know, it was such a short time. I wanted to cram everything into the weekend that I could. So the things we got up to, we did a class with Pat Old, and she taught us some really interesting techniques. So this is a spiral spun yarn, and this is plied around a stretchy overlocking thread, so you can see it's got a lot of bounce. Then we did a really nice cable yarn, so you can see that there, and then we did an interesting slubby yarn. So this is your thick and thin traditional slubby yarn, and then this is the same yarn, but then we felted it. So there you go, completely different effect. So same yarn, slubby and felted. And we did that one, and we did a snarled yarn. So this one has little bits and inclusions on it. We added beads on some of them, so you can see here that has a bead. There we go. And the other one we did was knots and worms. So it was sort of wrapping and squishing. So this is the kind of yarn that this is quite a good sample here. So that was the Pat Old class. And the first thing we did actually was we did a thing called Design for the Terrified. So we got a photograph and we looked at the colour that we wanted to use in the photograph. So we sort of squared off a piece of the photograph to about that big. And then we looked at the colours that we wanted to use. I'll just show you the picture here. And it is, here we go. So this was the original image. You can see that. And I chose to sort of focus on this part with a little bit of the orange. So this was my sketch interpretation of that. And this is the yarn that came from that. So you can see the rich greens and oranges and on the browns. So that was an interesting project, little process to do, to look at how to sort of design your yarn with just a simple thing like a photograph. So that was a really cool workshop. Then we had a great little project of spinning with exotic fibres. So we had Angora, camel, we had awapawa, we had silk, all sorts of things. We had little packs that came in our goodie bag and we spun them. And this one here is camel, merino, silk and Gotland. And that was absolutely yummy. And this is my absolute favourite. And this one is Angora and camel spun together. So that was what we got up to in the weekend. And of course at the moment I am a little bit obsessed about cotton, and Liz Woods from Spinners Cotton was there, so here we go. She was there, she had a trader's table. I managed to score myself quite a few things from Liz. This I'm intending to blend with some yarn for when making socks. It is a black bamboo with charcoal blended into it, so yum. I'm looking forward to using that up. And then I bought this gorgeous little kit. So we have green cotton, brown cotton, Pima and Upland. I'm spinning the Pima at the moment. I've just filled up one bobbin and balled that off into a little ball, and I'm starting on the second part of that, so I can just show you. It's at the little bowl. The bowl's gorgeous, it came with it as well. This is made out of mango wood. All of this cotton is grown in Australia, and we'll just quickly show you how this works. So this is a Tarkley spindle, invented by Gandhi, I believe. There we go. And so that was my big splurge, and also I did another bit of a big splurge. I brought some carders from Liz as well. I just needed some little carders, but I needed some really fine ones. It's got a little bit of silk on it at the moment. But these ones here are beautiful and fine. So I brought these for my cotton to make into poonies for my chaka wheel that I have just purchased. So the last class I did was English long draw, so I have been practicing the English long draw techniques, and I will show you. So this is, we got a little pack of fibre, some very clean, beautiful locks for the English long draw class to practice with, and this is quite a nice staple here. So I have been spinning it onto this bobbin here, and you can see this is a nice lofty thing. I think I might have to put some more twist in it, but yeah, I'm really getting the hang of the English long draw now. So that is an ongoing practice for the weekend, and that's the neighbour's dog. So if you're wondering why the different background, I'm house sitting for Sonia and Karsten and Oniroa, and I've got all my yarn out here. I'll show you, it's all drying. Hang on a sec, I'll show you. Back. I just realised I was running on 10% battery, so I've just charged it up a little bit. I wanted to share with you also that the amazing Hilda from Albany Spinners and Weavers, when I was at Majacraft Camp, has given me a cutting of Japanese indigo. As soon as I get home, I will be planting this. I basically came straight from Majacraft Camp to house sitting for Karsten and Sonia. So eventually this will be planted in a little planter that I have already for the cutting, because I knew I was getting it. I'll share with you some of the plans that I have for my tiny house. This wonderful door here is a great inspiration. You might have noticed before that you could see the ironwork on it. So I have been doing some sketches, and this is what I'm planning for my tiny house. I've sort of throwing around some ideas. I'd like to change the door of my tiny house and have some little hinges and make it a Dutch door so it splits either straight across or do something a little bit more organic. So that is one of the plans that I have for my tiny house at the moment. I just think, yeah, the door is so important. It gives character to a house, and the door is okay at the moment, but I can do better. Yeah, I can do better. Oh, and there goes the fire alarm. We're in Aotearoa, and so we're quite close to the fire station. So I hope everything is okay. I think it's Monday, so it should be just a fire drill. Oh, I just found this. This is one of the things I got from Wellington. This is one of my treasures. I love Frida, as you can guess by me calling my bunny Frida. This is from Marion in Cuba Street, and they have lots of these. I'm planning to put this on a bag. It's iron-on, so you take off the paper, iron it on, and then stitch it on for extra strength. So yeah, that is coming in for a project as well. And I bought a lot of bits and pieces for bags from Marion as well. So as I mentioned in the last episode, I will be teaching at Knit August Nights in Napier this year. I'm teaching Tunisian crochet and freeform crochet. So pop along to Knit August Nights website. Registration opens on the 1st of May. There's some great classes coming up. As I mentioned before, Lara's swearing knitting. So the Majacraft camp was fantastic. I really enjoyed myself. I was so absorbed in doing and being present that I really didn't want to take myself out of the moment and film things. Although I think if I had an extra day, I would have been able to get some interviews. The people there, the knowledge there was amazing. But as I said, I was really being in the moment, and I do find that sometimes when I step behind a camera or film something, I sort of take myself out of the moment. So I managed to get a few photos which I'll share with you.
Nobody kens that he lies there, but he's hot in his hand and he's ready there. Hot in his hand and he's ready there. He's hot as tea, the hunting game. His hand will bring the wedding. Ladies' dinner never made old, so we will mark out dinner soon. Back up in the street. He'll sit on his windows feet. I'll hide his money between. He'll uncle his goat arrow. If we can nest in Uncle's bed, if we can nest in Uncle's bed. There's many a hen for her Maxine. Some hands for his game, and all his bonds when they lay bare. When so long forever, when so long forever.
From Waihipi Forage today, ka kite anō.